Hello folks, welcome. Today we're gonna join the enemy and we are gonna run Greasefang. And I know everyone has seen this deck many times and you're all sick of it, so am I. But I've lost to it many times, and I've lost to it sometimes in games where I felt that I shouldn't have lost to it. And so, to be absolutely honest, I'm a little bit baffled by the resilience of the deck and a bit annoyed by it as well. So I want to sort of have a look at why the deck plays just so well, why it resists everything so well. And I think one good way to understand the deck well is just to play it a bit and figure it out a bit for myself. So at the moment it seems that this deck won't yet be banned. So, and if it won't be banned, then we just have to live with it and learn it. We're getting horrible hands, totally unplayable hands with no colors, nothing good. So we're just gonna go with this. I don't think we can do anything. We mulligan to 4, but you never know. If we get Parhelion in the grave somehow and we get another land, then Greasefang can just go off. Which immediately shows just how powerful this is. I mean, it doesn't matter that much that we actually have to mulligan down to 4. We still might be able to do something. It's a bit unlucky that the Parhelion came into our hand and it didn't go out. If it would have been that the blind sub comes into our hand and the Parhelion goes out, then we would already be set up pretty much for Greasefang. Our opponent is thinking about pumping the spirit or playing something. They're definitely going to attack. They're not attacking. Wow, that's interesting. We're gonna play another supplier. They're a bit afraid of us playing Greasefang, so they're keeping up as a counter spell. We mill 2 more lands in a Greasefang. That's extremely unlucky. Extremely unlucky. Unbelievably unlucky. They're not gonna trade, that's obvious. We're just gonna mill us some more. We got rid of 4 lands. One of those we would have really needed in our hand. It's been a very poor draw so far, but I mean we had to mulligan to 4 even to get a playable mana base, so you know, no surprise there. Opponent is a thinker, philosopher, a real meditator. They're gonna go through all the options every turn, every time they get the priority. Icon of Ancestry is what they go with. They pump their spirits. They try to mill some vehicles. No vehicles milled so far. No third land. We've milled 5 lands, but no 3 stitchers. Sure. Yeah, Fable is nice because if it resolves, it will let us throw the Parhelion next turn into the grave, and that would just be pretty strong. But I don't think it's going to resolve. It would have been very strange if it would have done so. I don't know what they're sitting on so much. I like to play this kind of decks, but I don't sit on it for the pleasure of sitting on it. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they're busy, they're at work, or they're trying to pay attention to something else. They're listening to new investment ideas. I was just covering with my business English students a very interesting video report by Financial Times, which was dealing with investment opportunities, and it was looking at how a lot of private equity firms are now, there's a truck which is going to sing back up for an hour, it seems. We have the most insecure truck driver of the universe outside our house. Right, so they had everything, 9 in the air, good. And wow, I've never seen a truck driver reverse so slowly. Anyway, right, so they don't have a whole lot. But they do have snowlands, right? That's pretty good. And anyway, flyers are good against them, and we don't want them to play too much on our turn. Yeah. These are all pretty good against them, I think. Even Sorry might be okay here. So, what can we really take out? One of these guys. Some of these things. Yeah, but I like the Spellbinder because it's a decent sized flyer. I think we're leaning a little bit less hard here into the Greasefang plan and more into playing some good value creatures that can match their creatures. How many lands does this deck have? It absolutely doesn't need 23. 23 is not a good number anyway. We're going to go down to 22. And the Epicure isn't going to do that much against them. I don't know. Never played this deck before, so I'm pretty much in the dark here and just giving it a run. Anyway. We can throw away Parhelion, we have removal, we have our mana base, so why not? Yep, we're just gonna go with Blood Crypt, we're gonna save us some life, our opponent is aggressive, so that's not a bad thing. And we're just gonna keep up removal, right? Yep, pretty much. We don't mind them attacking. Actually, we're just gonna take it and see whether they play anything else. If they don't, then we fatal push it. Yeah, they give them a mana sink, but that's okay. Your rattle chains. He's going to rattle your chains. Target spirit gains hexproof. Yeah, that's fine. Which spirit gains hexproof? Rattle chains or lantern bearer? Huh. Interesting, interesting. So we're gonna say goodbye to Rattle Chains and get rid of a couple of cards. Well, Lantern Bearer is gonna eat it and beat it. That was an interesting interaction. Ooh, that's a scary boy. Well, we are on the way to hardcast Parhelion at some point in the future. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay to draw creatures, it's okay to draw interactions. Maybe Deadly Dispute is the only thing I don't really want to draw. Parhelion is something I don't want to draw. Yeah, we don't really want to draw. There are quite a few things we don't want to draw, actually. Yeah, this would be perfect for us as well. This would be pretty good for us as well. Yeah, I should have this in the side. For the mirror. I told you. Previous one, stuck on 2 mana for ages. Now, we're headed for hardcasting Parhelion. You should empty my graveyard, my friend, and then take your turn. If Magic would be faster, like there would be a way to, you know, play games where people have 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and they have to take a step. That would be just great. That would be just brilliant. But sadly, we have people who are just sitting around, not doing anything really. Anyway, so the really interesting news was how a lot of private equity firms are investing into music portfolios as assets. And what they do in these cases is that, for example, you put $10,000 into an asset management company like BlackRock, and what you get out of that is they... I mean, it was a ridiculous draw. We drew 6 lands almost in a row. What you get is they maybe put 300 million into buying songs by famous or popular artists. And let's say it was big news recently, they bought the Bob Dylan portfolio. And what you get out of it, if you put your money into that kind of investment, is that you will be able to get some of the royalties when the songs are played, right? So this is an interesting new way to buy into the songs, and some of the companies that own the rights at the moment are willing to sell if the investment companies pay a high enough fee. Now, obviously, one danger of this, and this was an interesting case that happened recently, last year's, I think 2020, Taylor Swift has a lot of very valuable songs. They're often played, they're often embedded into videos, advertisements, whatnot, all kinds of content. And so a company bought her songs for a lot of money, right? And she hated this company. And so what she did was she re-recorded the songs and asked her fans, look, the company that bought my my songs is pretty problematic. I don't want them to make money on them. So don't listen to the old version. Don't pay for the old version of the songs. Just buy my new album, which is cheaper. And I re-recorded all my songs. And cool. I re-recorded all my old songs, and you can listen to them this way. And you are not giving this way money to the company, this dirty company. And it's good for me, good for you. You get the songs in an updated, interesting new version, and you're supporting me more directly. The money doesn't go to this strange company which is maybe investing into, you know, things that are harmful for the environment, or weapons, or whatever other dirty, disgusting stuff. So yeah, it's a bit risky as an investment. So some people say it's not the greatest investment tool ever. The risk is just maybe a little bit too high.
You work for me now, runt. Your punishment.
Oh, it's okay. We're gonna draw 2 more lands before we see anything playable, even remotely playable. Yeah, I mean, Fatal Push isn't exactly super playable, right? I mean, it's a card, but it's not the kind of card that we would have wanted here. Right, we're gonna get rid of the bigger ob. Oh, they can bring back the cat. How stupid I am. I could have gotten rid of at least one ob. Whatever. These are some pretty disastrous draws, right? Like we mulligan several hands where we had 1 land or 0 lands, and then we get these draws with 23 lands where we have like 7 or 8 lands. I don't know, whatever. So anyway, there are these interesting investments, and I don't know how much money you have. I wouldn't recommend anything because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't want to take responsibility. I'm just, it's been interesting news. The video you can watch for free on YouTube and decide about it. I think it was, for me, it would be too risky. I wouldn't invest in this kind of thing. I think it's for people probably who are crazy about investing their money. They have just really a ton of money and they're just looking for some kind of outlet for their money desperately. And of course, people who are very greedy and they're determined to get some crazy profits on their investments. Oops, there's a Parhelion. That's a good boy. So now we get back the Parhelion. And we want full control, right? So we want to tap the Greasefang. And we want to go attacking with the Parhelion. That are attacking. We want to get rid of at least one of the orbs. And we get the angels. We get rid of everything. We pretty much clean up the board nicely. Yeah, we get rid of the 2 orbs. Yeah, this is not bad. They can't do much. Yeah, also this this whole investment thing, it has some interesting moral sides. In one sense, it's already controversial that anyone else than the artist can own the rights to their works. I think this is just nonsense. I think what happens here is basically the companies that have the means of distribution and marketing, they're pretty unfair with the artists when they demand that they sign over rights, and I don't think these are fair arrangements, but of course no individual artist by themselves has really enough money or means to take care of distribution, etc. and by themselves. And the other issue is how this affects the people working in the music industry beyond the artist. There are a lot of people involved. Now, once the equity firms start playing around with investments and selling and buying these rights as abstracted things from the artists, up to a certain point, these are going to be very valuable tools that a lot of people want to get a part of it. There's going to be a lot of overpricing, but there's going to be a lot of fair pricing as well. So pricing where people get a reasonable investment, a reasonable return for their investment. And there's going to be a lot of money and profit made, but all that money and profit is made on someone thinking, well, I have the money and I want a share of it. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Now, that's not... The risk-taking is laudable and the responsibility-taking, but it's not productive in any way. So it's again an illusory gain for economies and markets, not really doing anything for anyone, except the person who's making money on it. But most of these people then reinvest in similar kinds of products, so this is not, there's no trickling down, there's no benefit to anyone in society really. And it all happens entirely independently. At no point in these interactions do the people who actually produce the music, the producers, the sound recorders, the people making the machinery, the people involved in music making in myriad ways, benefit from this. And that's just enormously problematic, in my view. Ooh, look, Parhelion. And we have 2 Greasefangs. We're not doing badly, I think. So we have the Hearse to attack there. Oh, they have Trespasser. Now that's something that we could have in our sideboard as well. That also punishes the Mirror and some other decks pretty well. Sad. To be honest, very, very sad. So what should we do here, really? Bring Greasefang. Bring the Heresy. You bring a Greasefang, it can die, and then we can just can't stay away. Yeah, why not? It seems fine. Yeah, we don't really want to throw away anything too lightly. Also, the Trespasser would just kill something on the way back. Wow, wow, wow. It's pretty sad that we milled the portable hole. Right, I mean, I think we're just gonna attack here. Really? Is it really good? I don't know. But whatever. We don't really get anything back, so no, we're not exiling it. We're actually, it's pretty pathetic, but just bringing it back. Okay. Sure. Sure. We get a nice looking graveyard. But it's gonna be interesting whether or not we can do anything with that graveyard. Whether or not we can do actually anything with that graveyard. Yeah, I'll be happy to get back a Stitcher Supplier. Oh, I'm not getting back any Stitcher Supplier? What? Money. Right. Okie dokie. Harvester. I mean, Harvester is not horrible. It's not great, but not horrible either. But it's really not doing much for us here, is it? No, not exactly. Not a whole lot. Fracture. Artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. I mean, destroying one of these two things would be good. Destroying this would be good too. I think we're gonna go after that. No, it's fine. Sure, fizzle. This one goes. Yeah. Leave a couple of lands out. No tax. Huh. So, yeah, anyway. it's interesting to hear about this kind of new investment crazes, you know, new styles of creating assets. It does create wealth. The problem is just that no one on an average salary can really afford to participate in this kind of wealth creation. So it's again one of those kinds of mechanisms which is channeling a lot of money in the wrong direction, in my view. Okay. Do they have another lantern? They might. Ah, that's what they have. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. They have another trespasser. And they have another lantern. That's pretty good. Yep. That is pretty dang good, my friend. Pretty goddamn good. Okay, do you want to sack either of those things? Not really. 0 vehicles. I guess we're just gonna bring Greasefang, and yeah, we don't really have too much chance, right? They're just gonna start the loop with cat, sack this, make an artifact, get food, bring back cat. Ping us with the anvil when they sack the food. No, it only pings us. Ah, okay. It only pings if it's sacrificed to that. I see, I see. Interesting. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of this. I mean, we're just hoping to survive here, really, somehow, and turn the tide in some decent way. I don't think we have much of a chance here anymore, and they're pretty well developed. Yeah, their board is just becoming a bit obnoxious, and we went through half of our deck, but yeah, we milled one Parhelion, but their exile spells just lined up super duper well with everything we've been doing. With just simply everything we've been doing. I wouldn't mind another land to be okay. Well, anyway, let's just move on to the last one. I'm just running out of patience with the cat. I think every meta where the cat is a big part of it is just gonna be miserable. Mostly because of how bad the implementation of it is. Arena is just so slow with all these animations. I wish we could turn them off. And have a much faster, simpler, cleaner game. The other problem is, of course, the way that people play it. A lot of people are a bit of control freaks, and they just really enjoy sitting on all the triggers and all the interactions. They're not sure about the sequencing, which is understandable, you know. Like, I don't play a lot. I can get quite busy with family and work, and then playing a very complicated deck. I understand some people want that kind of complexity as a fun factor, that's why they come onto Arena, but I always feel like, oof, I have to sit through this in order so that you can have your very, very slow fun. I still wish, I think I only play, often I feel that I only play competitive formats because there isn't much of a real cost to it. And if I play the casual format, I'm mostly just going to be playing against people who play the same decks anyway. They just want easy wins, or they're just testing out the decks. So even if I go on the casual ladder, I'm mostly going to encounter the same things most of the time, and that's pretty sad and bad. Oh. opponent is waiting for. Oh! Cling to dust. What do they have? Where? It's land 6. Yeah, nice. I don't know what they're sitting on. Man, weird. Probably some kind of instant speed removal. Has to be. And now they remove Greasefang. Yeah, they're looking in their hand. They're like, this is the time. No, they give up! Oh, really? They had such a bad draw. Oh, sorry, opponent. I've been a little salt lord, teasing you and making fun of you. And you've just been miserable and misunderstood. Oh, no. Poor person. Oh, well, I mean, what can you do? That's life. The deck seems to be extremely resilient, that's probably why it's so strong. It looks very annoying, to be honest. It feels extremely annoying even just after 1-2 games. Even though we lost to that blue deck very cleanly. Huh. Alright folks, last game and then have to move on. I'm gonna give a lecture on Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development, cognitive development, and after that it's gonna be a language exchange session. I'm trying to work on my Japanese, and I know a Japanese teacher who wants to work on their English a little bit. So we're gonna do like half an hour English conversation and looking at a little bit of grammar, practicing some phrases, collocations, and then we're gonna move on to do the same for Japanese, but of course at a much lower level. And later on there are gonna be 3 sessions, and it's gonna be mostly history and business. Not great, not horrible. Maybe if we could find some way to discard one of the Parhelions, we would be in business. I'll go with the Blood Crypt because that could be anything, right? I mean, that could be Reckless mid-range or whatever. Don't want to give away our game too early. Okay, never can stay away. Can't hurt. Probably I'm just gonna play out Greasefang as a blocker anyway. Yeah, I'll have to, most likely. I'll have to. Whatever. I need some kind of discard outlet. Lightning Axe, Harvester, Epicure. I mean, I have 12. Oh. I do have 12. I guess that's it for the moment. Wow, opponent is running hot on 1-2 lands. It's pretty brutal. Second Kumano. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is brutal. Skewer. And they're coming in for an easy 7. Greasefang has been exiled. We're drawing land number 5. Again, we saw 6 lands. Beautiful. We gotta get rid of that guy, that's for sure. And yeah. I think we're just gonna die this turn or next turn. Most likely this turn. Next turn? Next turn. Ooh, not sure. We might die this turn. If they would have a land and another Wizard's Lightning, then we would be done for. But they might not have that. Yeah, they would have had a land, they would have already played it, right? Okay, we can remove your Gitu Lava Monster, and that's our last play. We have never seen... Wow. The 2 Parhelions are in our hand. Probably I shouldn't have kept a hand where we have 2 Parhelions in starter hand. Right, anyway, that's fun. At least it's fast, you know, like if you're winning relatively fast. If you're losing relatively fast. I guess that's a kind of virtue of a deck. Man, I don't know. Annoying stuff, nah. A little bit annoying. Yeah. It's gonna go down a few this and that. Card draw, selection, tricky things, they're good, but not a great number against this kind of very, very aggressive deck. Mono red is usually funnily good when there are a lot of combo decks in the meta. Yep, let's see. We have a good amount of selection, we have a good amount of stuff we can put in the graveyard, so, you know. Problem is, even if we win this one, next one, our opponent's gonna go first. So we will have to keep a hand which has either removal or a couple of early creatures, otherwise we're gonna be in big trouble. Big trouble. Okay, I see we mill a lot of our early plays, but we don't mill any artifacts, we don't mill any of the 5 things we really want to mill. Yeah, we're gonna take it out if we can. Oh, that was too easy. Really? Are you sure you want to make it that easy for me? I'm quite happy to part the night away with Undead Butler, because it gets back something when it dies as well. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. It can get back an Epicure. Yeah, sure. Coming in. Be my guest. No? I mean, I guess we're just gonna go in. Whatever. This can get back the Epicure, which is good. So what can they do now? And that will make the skewer cheaper. I'm gonna have a go face. Yeah, I think that was the right idea by them. That's it. Land would be good. No land. We're gonna wheel this guy. We're also gonna wheel this guy. We're gonna try to draw something that's not a harvester. Drawing that many harvesters didn't help a whole lot. Okay, we still don't have any Parhelions or anything. Right? No. I mean, at some point we need to get rid of that. Okay. What else? Do they have another 1 mana? They do. Wow, they have a lot of these 1 manas, and they also line up well. You know, they're just really good at this. Okay. So we're gonna. And we could just kill it with these things. I actually don't mind that because we mill more things and we have a better chance to get the Parhelion. Yeah, we just want to get a Parhelion into the grave here, right? Okay, we managed to get 1 Parhelion into the grave. That's actually pretty good. So we can go for the Greasefang. We can go for the Epicure. And yeah, this can be manned by the Harvester. And the Parhelion can be manned by the Greasefang. And then we just attack. And the Angels also attack. And how much is that? How much is that again? Woohoo! That was 18, folks! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wow, this deck is actually addictive. So I was a bit, to be honest, a bit annoyed by this deck for a long time, and I was a bit like, why is everyone playing this deck? I'm sort of coming around to it. Wow, it's just really somehow pervertedly fun to play it. God dang. But I guess it gets pretty boring after a while, doesn't it? Yeah. Nah, it's unkeepable. Even more unkeepable. People, the hands we get today are just some of the worst hands I've ever had in this game. Some of the worst hands I've ever had in my Magic career. Well, I don't have a Magic career, but like some of the worst hands I've had since I've been playing Magic actively. I think I've flooded like 10 times in a couple of hands. Yeah, of course, buddy. Of course, sweetie. Sweetie Mookums, of course. We're gonna play the Tidefaker, happy to trade there and have another blocker on board. It's perfectly respectable, I think. Perfectly, absolutely respectable. They have a little removal spell for it, so they can use that to get rid of it. Yeah, it's not a good trade. I understand what my opponent is going through because they're like, should I waste a removal spell on this horrible spell? Not bad, start with some filtering. But the extra damage on the Lava Runner doesn't do much. Okay, they actually spelled removal on getting rid of that. I mean, that's just gonna sit back. That's definitely just gonna sit back for the moment. And right, we're just gonna go with the Harvester and lot crits, I guess. No attacks. Harvester can trade. Ooh, no tea. Harvester's gone. Man, not good. Not cool. Not cool, dude. Not cool at all. Yeah, we're just gonna sit back here and keep that so that we can cycle it with the bot token. Opponent did draw their, what, third? Another skewer. Oh god, we're very, very low. Yeah, I think we're gonna die here to these Lava Runners. That came a bit late, right? Yeah. That came a little bit late. We're in trouble, boy. We're in trouble. Yeah, just in case it's a land. It's a land, but yeah. Not great. Oof. It's really not good for us.
I won't stop fighting till the people are safe again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sure. I'll go for it, buddy.
You're lucky this is a warning shot.
I'm lucky this was a warning shot. I sure feel lucky. Dang, how lucky I am. Dang, what a lucky ducky I am. Okay. Ooh, how lucky Sorin is gone. How lucky. Unbelievable. My luck knows no bounds. But this was a pretty decent top deck though. Yeah. That was a pretty decent top deck. I mean, I think we win from here, don't we? Because we have another Parhelion in the graveyard. Yeah. Oh, man. So, I don't think there's any way they can deal 5 to us this turn. Wow. That we could make a comeback like this so quickly, even though they only drew gas. They drew so much damage to the face, they scryed, they had the hasty early creatures, which gave them consistency. Wow. I think this deck is strong, okay. Now that I'm playing it, I understand why it's so hard to play against it. It's a 2-card combo. It's a very simple 2-card combo. You don't need to be a genius, you don't need to have any experience with the deck in order to play it. You don't need to figure out anything difficult to see how to use it. Yeah, this is just a bit absurd. And I hope Greasefang is gonna get banned. Until it's gonna get banned, I might play it again. But yeah, I do feel a bit bad about playing it. I mean, it's just like, I'm not super competitive. I'm very happy with being at limited, platinum in both. And I just feel like this is a bit silly and absurd. Oh well, what can you do? What can you do? Not much. Anyway, thanks folks. Great that you joined. The deck you can find anywhere. I mean, it's standard still Greasefang. The only thing I changed a little bit was that I found a list on MTG Arena Zone, and I didn't really change anything about the main deck. I built a sideboard quickly after looking at a couple of different sideboard options. Portable Hole is good if you encounter some artifacts which try to block your combo from going off. Thoughtseize fills a similar purpose. Good against control decks, good against decks which have permission, counter spells. Sorin is sort of like a security valve. If you think that the game might go later, you might need the lifelink. It can help you stabilize. Tidepicker is again there against deck which might play counter spells or a lot of removal, like they're holding up something to remove Greasefang once you play it. Sometimes making their removal spell or counter spell 1 mana more expensive can help. Fracture, Vanishing Verse, just all around good spells. You know, I don't have more because we really just need silver bullets. If the game goes very long, I don't think this deck is fantastic at grinding, but it has chances a weak mid-range deck. And these decks these cards can sort of help to survive 1-2 turns more, or to help get the combo to go off. Heresy, good against Mirror and other graveyard strategies. Redain, good against maybe combo and some other, control and some other silver decks. So that's the whole idea. It's a little bit, rare, heavy, and my view is that if they ban either Parhelion or Greasefang, and the sensible thing would really be to ban Greasefang because there are going to be good artifact vehicles in the future again, and then Greasefang would become broken again. Not broken, but very strong. It just won't be too much fun to play against this deck. But then again, these cards, they're not that useful in any other deck. We can't stay away. Yeah, that's okay. The lands are useful. It's really up to you, but unless you strictly want to play this, I wouldn't craft like for Parhelion. I don't think Parhelion is ever going to be competitive again if they ban Greasefang. If Greasefang doesn't need to be banned because something is going to be released that keeps the deck in check, then again it won't be competitive. So, but if you have them lying around, I have them lying around since War of the Sparks. There were a couple of janky ways of getting them back into game, but then currently that has always been a little bit hard. But now, yeah, Greasefang solves those things. So, anyway, funny. And with baffled by Wizards letting this, oh well. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.